The story so far. While in London preparing for their trip, our heroes learn of curious incidents at the museum. Suspecting that Targent may be involved, the group head to Scotland Yard to investigate further. Hey there guys, it's Nintendo Luigi. Welcome back to another episode of Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy. In this episode we are going to explore further about the theft has happened in the museum. Well, yeah, I read the last video's comment, the last episode comment, and you guys mentioned about Desco, which is supposed to be pronounced as Descole. I think so. I don't know. Well, anyway, as you mentioned about that, I remember one guy in the comments said, I thought you played other episode of Professor Layton. And yes, I did, but the only episode I played, the previous episode I played on Professor Layton is The Curious Village. That's all. That's the only episode I played. No, that's the only version I played in Professor Layton series. Well, anyway, let's continue without any delay, because something suspicious has happened in this museum, because fake objects has been replaced and blah blah blah. Thanks, we'll find out when we proceed. Incidentally, Herschel, this? Ah, of course, you've never met in person, have you? My apologies for not introducing myself earlier. I am Desmond Sycamore. Clark Treaton, it is an honor to finally meet you, Professor Sycamore. I must admit these are rather strange circumstances. No matter, as an archaeologist, I'm as eager as you are to see this thief and vandal brought to justice. Yes, we'll help further we can, Clark. Do you know anything about other stolen artifacts? What? As a matter of fact, yes, I have here a complete case report from Scotland Yard. Let's see. All 5 artifacts are found on different digs, but always deeper than anything previously found in the area. The artifacts are all gifted by different donor, and they are all certified genuine at the time they are received. They were all very deep underground, so extremely ancient. Perhaps there are difficulty in assigning their origin. Yes, that is correct. None of the artifacts belong to any civilization to have inhabited the area in which they are found. Professor, do you think? Yes, it appears highly likely that all these artifacts were from Azran origin, and I have a fairly good idea who might be responsible for their theft. What do you think, Professor? Who stole the artifacts? Yes, Descole. Yes, I'm thinking about him, because, like, I found some research that he's the main theft about stealing all sorts of treasures. Could it be Descole? Descole? He's your rival in several recent cases, was he not? It is not possible, but I think there is a far more obvious culprit, don't you? Oh, so it's not that. Oh yes, of course not, it's Targent. Why didn't I see about that? Of course, it's right. Because Targent, they are the main culprits that are after for Azran artifacts. So, mainly, the person who stole the artifacts is the Targent. Oh god, why was I thinking about Targent? Of course, I've not seen him in face-to-face in the game, so of course not. It must have been Targent. I agree, and they're certainly capable of such thefts. Targent. An unscrupulous and powerful secret organization. Their interest in the Azran leans towards the obsessive. They'd certainly have no qualms about robbing the museum then. Still, that doesn't explain why they did it. After the first incident, the police tightened the security on this place tenfold. All information about the museum was on a need-to-know basis, and they took particular care with a guard route and timetables. I really can't imagine how a thief could have sneaked in and out unnoticed on 5 separate occasions. I think I've an inkling of how this was accomplished, Professor. I think I may have come to the same sorry conclusion. The multiple theft prove it. Prove what? Please explain. Very well. Hold on. Probably someone might work for Scotland Yard, the thief. Of course, because it's impossible to sneak past all of a guard's route. Unless they're like psychic and reading the minds of the guard what they're doing. The culprit must be inside Scotland Yard. I don't see any other possibilities. If only the police know about the guard rota, the culprit must be in one of them. Yes, that was my conclusion as well. Goodness, if that's the case, we'll all bets are off. Something else bothers me, though. That broken artifact. Where did the fake pieces come from? And could it be all the recovered artifacts are fake? Dr. Treaton, how difficult would it be to create copies that would fool the experts here at the museum? Very difficult. It is not just a question of time and money. You need an archaeological expertise, gifted craftsmen. All things that Targent have at hand, I'm afraid. What they didn't have was a way to return the fake artifacts to the museum without arousing suspicion. Unless they're always fake, they're no fake, they use the investigation. They were not fake. They use the investigation. Of course. The policeman outside didn't seem to know much about the recovery of the artifact. What if the police investigation was a sham? Make a show of conducting an investigation while the fake was being made. They simply recovered the artifacts once they were ready. That might be actually work if the culprit was indeed part of the police, as you suggested. I think I am beginning to see the scope of it. No simple constable, I would have the power to accomplish this though. No, the preparator must hold a position of influence. I believe Targent has a mole within the upper rank of the police. Puzzle solved, yes! I got one wrong, it's about the Descollet. Well, apart from that, everything was right. Surely not. To think they could have infiltrated our institution to that extent, Targent's power must be great indeed. You're right there. Dr. Treaton, have you discovered anything amiss? No. All is well. Constable, thank you. I would like to continue examining these artifacts though, if you don't mind. Please, Doctor, they're all yours, so to speak. I'm still searching the museum for clues. Give us a shout if you need anything. Yes, thank you. That was very prudent of you. Well, if there is really a mole within the police, we can't risk them finding out what we know, can we? No, indeed. There is no reason to doubt these men are, but we don't know who they might report to. To think our best course of action is to go directly to Scotland Yard. Yes, we must identify the mole as soon as possible without alerting them first. Let's take the bus straight there. Alright, so I guess we have to go back to the Scotland Yard to see who is the main culprit of stealing and trying to recover the fake objects to the museum. Oh wait, I think I saw something flying by the museum. Can I swear I saw something. No, maybe not. Alright, so we are going back to the Scotland Yard. Wait. Oh yeah, there's the bus. Now where shall we go? Yes, we'll have to go to the Scotland Yard. Finally we arrived, and there are a few guards out here. Let's talk to them. Ask me anything you like. I am a jack of all police businesses. Okay, I think we're done with you. What about you? Good day, citizens. I'm afraid the station is on high alert at the moment, and we can only address urgent matters. I'll have to assess the importance of your vital based on the numbers of puzzles you've solved so far. What's this then? It seems you fulfill our requirement. 25 or more puzzles solved. Please go on in. Oh, I see. So you have to... Oh, that's actually quite scary. You have to solve more than amount of the limit what they given to you in the game, like this policeman, to proceed the story. Wow. I'm glad I solved more than 25 so far. I've solved 29, so that's good. Anyway, let's go in. That means if we didn't solve more than 25, we can't go inside the Scotland Yard, which is a big shame, but apparently we did it. No. Yeah. Oh, there you are. Are you, I forgot your name. Inspector Grosky. How fortuitous it is to find you here.
Layton, hoping to introduce someone to a strong arm of the law, aren't you?
Actually, there's a matter I'd like to discuss with you. I was wondering if you knew who was in charge of investigating the theft at the museum.
I think Bloom supervised those himself.
Oh, he'll be able to help us then? I presume Detective Bloom was also the one who returned the recovered artifacts to the museum.
Naturally, he is a real archaeology buff, so he took the personal interest in the case. He was really chuffed to get the things back. He knew what they were right away, didn't even need to get any tests done.
So he's an archaeology as well as solving crimes. Sounds like you, Professor. Pardon me, Inspector. I have one last question.
Ask anyway. Ask away.
Who else had access to the artifacts between time they were found at the time when they were returned to the museum?
Ha! You think Bloom would trust these clumsy waifs with such fragile object? Nobody else got near them. Now, Layton, spit it out. Do you know something about the museum theft?
I do. Inspector, I have to thank you. You have just helped us identify the perpetrator.
What?
What? Really, Professor? Think about it, Luke. Remember all we have learned today. Inspector Grosky, would you please accompany us to the Detective Bloom's office?
Of course, Layton. I'm afraid you've lost me, but I suppose you and Bloom will clear it up.
Okay, so, even, Detective Grosky, no, Inspector Grosky is following us. There you are, Bloom. Detective Bloom, is it? Professor Layton, hello again. How may I help? Detective Bloom, are you familiar with an organization named Targent? I know of it. Go on, please. I have a reason to believe that Targent are the ones responsible for the recent theft at the museum. Oh, very impressive, Layton. If you have deduced that much, I suppose there is no reason to be coy. As a matter of fact, I also suspect Targent in this case, but as yet I've had no success in finding where the agent fled to. A very slippery lot. So you have not considered looking for the criminal inside Scotland Yard? What? One of our own? That's absurd, Professor. I'm sorry, I expected a lead, not ludicrous conjecture. If you'll excuse me, I must return to work. Odd.
This is no mere conjecture, Detective. I am confident that I've positively identified the criminal in question.
Well, in that case, I'm all ears. Please elaborate.
The thief stole the artifacts and replaced them with fakes. He manipulated police information and disrupted the investigation. It must therefore have been someone in a position of power within the police who has been working undercover for Targent for some time. And that person is you.
What's this, Layton? Have you lost your mind?
Inspector, I assure you, I wouldn't make such an accusation without solid proof. This should be interesting. Please go on, Professor. Very well. Detective Bloom, I understand that you were in charge of the museum theft case. That is correct. To increase museum security, you restricted information concerning guard shift patterns to just a few police officers. One of whom was yourself, of course. Yes, obviously, I was the one who gave out all the guards' instruction. Evidently, my measure were not enough, and the theft was able to steal more items. Poor judgment on my part, I'll admit. Yes, there were, in fact, several thefts in all, yet you managed to recover every single one of the stolen artifacts. That is quite remarkable, I say. Naturally, I was shamed by my failure to protect the items. After that, I poured every available resource to finding them. I see. And may I ask, what did you did with the artifacts after they were found, before you returned them to the museum? I kept them here, where they would be safe. What of it? In that case, I can only come to one conclusion. That you are the theft. Nobody else would have been able to replace the real artifacts with fake ones. And that is your proof that I am the criminal. Phew, I was worried there for a moment. The reasoning will never hold up to any kind of examination. Just because I was the one in charge of guarding those objects doesn't mean that they were in my sight the whole time. In fact, there would have been plenty of opportunities for other officers to make the switch. Thank you, Detective Bloom. I'm sorry. What you just said confirmed everything. Tell me, how did you know that the artifacts had been replaced with fake? But isn't that what you just... The artifacts with that some other recovered items were fake was only established an hour ago by myself and few others. I mean, look, and you be a witness. What did the constable in the museum tell us about the stolen artifact? He said that the detective on the case got all the objects back, and how great the officers at Scotland Yard are. Yeah, certainly. Didn't say anything about being fake. Exactly. We were the only people to find about the fake objects. So please explain. What did you find out about it, Detective Bloom? What are you talking about, Layton? You said to yourself just now you accused me on the basis that only I had the chance to replace the artifacts with the fake ones. Ah, yes, you're quite right. However, it is your reaction to that which is puzzling. You were the detective in charge of this case. This was a crucial piece of new information. Shouldn't you have been surprised, horrified even, to hear that the precious articles you had recovered were fake? But you are not surprised because you knew perfectly well that the artifacts were fake, because you orchestrated the swap in the first place. Do you deny it? It seems I underestimated you, Layton.
Then you admit it. You are Sergeant Mole.
I think I had better say no more.
I see. Detective. Leonard Bloom, I am arresting you on suspicion of theft, forgery, and corruption.
Phew, that was one fewer Sergeant agent out there. You did it, Professor. Well, I guess we've caught one mole, like Sergeant's mole, I suppose. Yep, and it went well. Let's review the major mysteries in our stories. Let's see this. Deception at the museum. The corrupt police officers must have been claiming to recover the stolen artifact while actually replacing them with fake and making away with real ones. The only officers in a person to pull off such a crime was D.L. Leonard Bloom himself, Detective Bloom. Executed his operation flawlessly, but a tiny lapse in concentration allowed me to prove his guilt. Nice. Layton, you are a genius. Bloom? That upstart, he was our mole?
Yes, Chief. He's all about but admitted it.
I knew there was something off about him. Well, good work, Grosky. I'll take it from here.
Yes, Chief. Thank you, Chief.
I suppose that man is Inspector Grosky's superior. Wow, I've never seen Grosky stand to attention like that. I'm glad to see that Scotland Yard is not wholly corrupt. Yes, as long as they're like they are here, the safety in London is assured. Well then, case closed. Case closed, gentlemen. Oh, one case closed, perhaps. Emmy, did you recall what the main goal of our current investigation is? Alright, we're about to set off around the whole world for the 5 Azran eggs, weren't we? Haha, yes, and we haven't even started that part yet. Quite. Let's not dilly-dally any longer. It is time to follow the trail the Azran have left for us. Right, back to the aerodrome then. Alright, so we have completed this cases in this town, in London, I suppose.
Bloom is out. His cover's been blown. Is this Layton's work? Yes. Shall I deal with him, sir? No. Do not interfere. Now they have Bloom, they'll think they've won. They'll let their guard down. Nothing will stand in the way of our plans. In any cases, I still need them. There's still so much they can do for us. Yes, sir. Then I'll assign these assassins to others' task for now.
Assassins? Oh, wow. Interesting. I still can't believe we're going around the world. It's so exciting. It will be very lengthy and tiring journey, not to mention dangerous. I do wonder if it is advisable to take you with us. Don't even think about it, Professor. I'm going with you, whether you like it or not. Is that the way it is? Oh, very well then. The Bostonius awaits. Wait, Herschel. Huh? Is that... Who's that? And who might you be? Excuse me. Herschel, I'm so glad we caught you. Ma? Pa? What are you doing here? We heard that you were settling off on a grand trip around the world, and you never breathed in a word of it. Yes, we rushed over here right away. We were lucky with the buses, thank goodness. Honestly though, you could have given us a ring before you left. Come on, Ma, you know I travel for work from time to time. I'll wait till you have children, Herschel Layton. You never stop worrying about them, not even when they're all grown up. I know you are quite respectable academic, with a tendency to do and wild and extraordinary things when the fancy takes him.
Oh, just like someone else I know when she was younger.
Haha, didn't you once set off a trip, gross, with nothing but a fishing rod and a penknife, Ma? That was 40 years ago, Herschel. It was a different world. Now I brought you some of my cherry fruit cake for your trip. Thank you, Ma. This is very thoughtful of you. Well then, I should get along. Thank you for coming all the way out here to see me off.
It was nothing, son. Anyway, enjoy your trip. And do give your old parents some new while you're away.
Yes, send us a postcard now and again. I promise, and I'll come home to see you when I get back. Aw, isn't that sweet? So that's Professor Layton's parents. Wow. Oh, Professor, have you said your goodbyes? Yes, but I'm still somewhat puzzled. How on earth did they find out about this journey? Ah, well, there is no great mystery there. It was I who contacted your parents. I'm sorry that I did it behind your back. Do you mean to say that you know my parents? Indeed, I owe a great debt to them from a time long before I became an archaeologist. As such, I've followed your career with some interest. That's why I knew to write to you when I needed a reliable partner. Ah, I see. Well, thank you. No, thank you, Professor. I hope you don't feel as though I am dragging you all into this without any say. No, not at all. We have come this far, and we intend to see it through to the end. I'm glad you hear it. There's something I'd like to show you here. Look at this illustration. Okay. Is that an Azran egg? It is. This is how they were depicted on Donald Rutledge's ancient histories. Rutledge supposed the eggs to be decorative, pretty ornaments. He never believed them to have any special power or meaning. I see. Then the Azran hid their true purpose then. A wise move, though. Enshrined in the most hidden place, the Azran knew that the eggs would have one day be found. And they were, or at least one was, which means the others may also be uncovered and passed from hand to hand. Exactly, which means locating them now won't be a simple endeavor. I hardly expect to stumble across them by chance. I understand, Professor, but that is rather par for the course in our field, wouldn't you say? Yes, archaeology is not for the impatient. Well then, let's get going.
Very well, sir. Now if you'll all be seated, we'll be taking off shortly.
Oh, now we're going off. I was thinking, shall I end the episode before going off, or shall I end the episode after going off? Nah, don't need it. Chapter 4, The Hunt for the Eggs. The Bostonius is really something. It's like a home away from home, and a flying one at that. She should have served us well in the long journey to come. Now let's enter the location indicated in the Azran Dome into the system. Ah, you're going to teach us how to fly? As much as I'd like you to hold the reins, Luke, I merely wanted to introduce to our state-of-the-art navigation system. Now listen carefully. First, I'd like you to examine what that monitor up there above the flight controls. Choose the destination on the screen, and Raymond will set the course. If you ever find yourself some distance away, please don't hesitate to call him via the airship icon on the touchscreen. I am confident you'll find Raymond quite dependable. He has been an invaluable aid to me over the years. So we just need to touch the destination to the set off. How convenient. That's pretty much the same as how the London business buses work. So you understand then? Excellent. No need for me to explain twice. Alright, new episodes has been added to the trunk. New articles. Yes, interesting. Okay, so we proceeded quite far. Now I'm gonna end the episode here. Now before I end the episode, just a minute. There it is. I simply touch the destination and the Bostonius will take us there in no time. Okay, great. Ooh, no. Now, before I go off, I would like you, the viewers, and my subscribers to tell me where should I go for the next journey. Shall I go to jungle, island, desert, hillside, walled city? Tell me in the comments below, and I'll choose the destination depending how much how much is voted on that destination. So anyway, I'm gonna end the episode here, and I'll see you guys next time. And make sure to hit the like button and subscribe button for more episodes. And thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.